Hey y'all, it's Jeremy from Archeryshack. We got a left-handed Bowtech here. The guy just said it was shooting weird. He had somebody else set it up, so we're just gonna kind of go over it. Looks like the cam's just looking at her out of whack. So what I'm gonna do is, I think the best route at this point is just gonna be to take the strings and cables off, measure them, twist them back to length, put them back on, time the cams, and check everything. So here we go. Alright, so we went to press it, and he's got a he-dog on here. Some sort of a cam protector doohickey. So I'm going to take this off to get it in the press. So let's do that. These were popular, or I say popular, these were promoted a lot about 2 years, 3 years ago as a cam protector. That's all I should probably say about that. Alright, we got the doohickey off of here. We'll get her pressed. Usually when somebody comes in and just says, hey, my bow is completely out of whack, I just start from the beginning like this. I'm just going to peel the strings and cables off and start. I'm going to get them back to length. The strings showing a good bit of wear, which I told him about. The cables don't look that bad, so we'll just see. This is factory stuff. We'll see. Actually, it'll be a good thing for you to see. He said he's only had this bow a couple months. See what kind of stretch he's got. Alright, we got her turned down to about 100 pounds. It honestly the string don't look that bad. I'm going to go ahead and wax it while I got it here because it looks like a dog chewed on it for about 3 hours. Get that wax worked in good, just try to make it not look so frayed up. Okay. Was it 35 and a half? Yeah. Alright, so kind of like I thought, the cables have stretched about 1/4 inch. So I'm going to put the tension back on it, twist them up a little bit. Alright, that's got us about where we need to be. The problem with factory strings, and I don't really care whose it is, they do not pre-stretch them. And they put them on these bows and they look good hanging in the shop, and then somebody buys it and a week later when they get out of time, or a month later, everybody freaks. We'll go ahead and cut this loose where they had tied this rest in. In the customer's own words, he said it looked like trash. I don't know who did it. Not pointing any fingers, but it didn't come from here. That one's not stretched as much as the first one, but it is a little bit. So that's our definite cam timing issue. Alright, let's start from afresh. So we're back over here at the press. We got everything back to the right length. String was okay, cables were jacked up on Mountain Dew, that is. And we're gonna restring it. Got us one cable on. The problem is, at this point, I've got so much twist in the cables to get them back to length that they're trying to knot up like that. But we're gonna make do with what we got, because he is not ready to restring this joker yet. Cables are on. Let's see here. Let's put our cable slide back on. Get that in there, get that in there. That is beautiful. String going back on. He said he didn't like the way the peep was tied in as well, so I will redo it for him. And of course, by the time I get done with this thing, it's going to be all out of whack as far as his sight goes. So when he comes back, I already warned him, we will have to re-sight this thing in. Just from looking at it, when he came in, I knew the cams, something was up, they were out of time or whatever. We'll go ahead and tuck this cable in the string and the cable for the rest. If I can get it separated. She's a doozy. Come on. No, I got a black one over there. This thing feels like a Cocker Spaniel. Alright, that'll work for now. That'll get us started. I'm gonna go ahead and retie his peep while I'm standing here. Let me get a razor. I'll be right, there's one right there. Let me get a sharp razor. I'll be right back. Alright, we're going to cut this peep loose. It's in the right spot. He just said he didn't like the way they had tied it in and it was sloppy looking, so I'm going to fix it. Fix it now, fix it good, fix that peep just like you should. How'd y'all like that? I'm gonna be honest, it was just off the fly. I've been known as a gangster rhymer, and it was one of my other callings in life. What? Luckily for y'all, I edit out all the bad language and remarks about things when they're sketchy, so no, you don't have to worry about it. Thing's freeing up. We in for it now. Mr. Stone is here. Mm-hmm. Okay, we got this thing, taking it loose. We got her loose. Okay, let me get a piece of serving. Alright, so we got us some serving here for this particular fella. We're just going to get it in there and be done like so. Then he'll be ready to go. Next thing we're going to do is time the cams make sure the rest is still level, and shoot it through the paper. He wants us to set the third axis, so you'll get to see that. And then that's it till he gets here, and then we'll probably have to side it back in. That peep's going to end up backwards. I'm going to flip it around, but leave it in the same location. Okay, now let's burn it. Beautiful. I'm gonna tie a piece around the peep. This is a real thin groove peep, so I can't get a whole lot of real estate there, so I'm just going to do a quick little 2 wrap around tie off. Get it good and tight. Bingo. Then we're going to go check and see if it's level. It may or may not be because we just twisted the cables. Then I'm going to time the rest, and then third axis and paper tune real quick. Alright, we made it over here to the bow. We're going to check and see if the arrow is still level. We're not in the ballpark. Alright, we're going to let the rest down, get it level.
I'd have shot that wood there.
I would. I mean, we about lost.
I bet y'all did.
We'll get on this side.
I bet y'all fly.
Right there's where we want to be.
Have you shot it?
I have not.
I have.
Huh?
I have.
Shoot good?
It ain't worth a shit.
Huh?
Why don't you shoot them primes, man?
Alright, let me tighten this down.
Yeah, shoot good, man. Shoot good for 15. Well, not better. Shoot better now. We got better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, while we're standing here, I'm going to set the third axis. I'm going to clamp this little thing on the riser somewhere and get it square. Let's see. I'm going to get the riser itself level. Then I'm going to check the bow level. The bow level's not bad, so I'm going to lean it forward. I'm going to put it level. The sight's still level, so I'm going to leave it alone. The sight looks... There we go. We're pretty close. Okay. Bingo. Let's go get the rest timed and then paper tune it, and then we're done. Outlaw's sitting over there on the counter. Alright, ready? Alright, we're going to pull this thing back and... Oh, damn it. Pull the fucking cord out. Alright. We're going to check our poundage and see what the rest does. He wanted it on somewhere around 55. That's about where we are, 56, 57. And then the rest, let that cord slide up. Boom.
Get it all.
There we go. That's about where we need to be. What I don't like is, see how that cord's going in towards the rest? I'm going to flip it around. Let me get a string separator. Okay, we're going to flip his cord because I don't want it going over toward the arrow. We want it coming in from the side over here. And we're going to have to, well, that didn't do us no favors, did it? Let's just pull it back and see where we're at. Again, about 1.5 inches for the back wall. I'd like that thing to come up, and that's about where it's at. So I'm going to tie that cord in. We're going to paper tune it. Alright, so we're going to get this rest tied in. We got it timed. I'm going to square that up just a hair, okay. Get it tied in real good. We don't want this to ever move. And then the only thing left to do is go shoot it through paper. But now that we know our cables are the exact same length and the right length, we can actually probably get this thing to shoot right. This particular bow don't have yoke, so if you've watched my other videos when we use the laser, you can't really do that on this bow. But if they were noticeably leaning one way or another at full draw, we'd have to shim these things over, but I think we're okay. While I got it here, it's into this string stop more than I like, so I'm gonna slide. I'm gonna get an Allen wrench and slide this string stop down a hair. When you get it into the string stop real hard, it can cause tuning issues. It can cause a lot of problems. Generally, everybody recommends like a credit card width away from the string, so that's where I'm gonna put it, right there. Okay. Alright, we're gonna fire this thing through the paper and just see what happens. We got the cams back the way they need to be, leveled. Let's see what she'll do. Looks like a pretty good bullet hole without much adjustment. So we'll let the customer come in and then we will make sure it shoots for him. And we'll go from there. Appreciate y'all watching. Hey, if you got a bow you need worked on, we are the Archeryshack in Anderson, South Carolina. If you're not local and you don't have a local shop, we do let folks ship in bows. Just give us a call at 864-735-8484 or send us an email, archeryshack@gmail.com. We'll be happy to help with bows or arrows or accessories or anything we can, and just let us know how we can help. Appreciate y'all watching.